This week, we've had a new product launch from Steam. The first step that I took was to detach themselves from needing Windows, the OS. They've built on top of Arch Linux, so that now when they deployed it on Steam Deck, yes, it's a console, but really it's just a Linux.
It's a Linux distro.
It's a Linux distro running on their own hardware. Speaking of Bitcoin, how down are you?
The highest high that Bitcoin has had is 126,000.
126K?
As of today, 19th November, it just dropped below $90,000. Easily over 20% drop. Let me just say my heart has been taking it this week.
Welcome to the Admin Access Show. Once again, our returning guest. Welcome to the Evans. Evans is the admin show.
So, guys, maybe we should run a poll, but I want to do a solo episode very soon just to kind of, bring back balance. We need to know really, who really is the host?
Who is the host of the show?
And on that
there can only ever be one host.
Yeah, I'll be paying for free views just to prove a point. Just comment a Bitcoin address in the comment section. Who knows? Airdrops happen every time.
Speaking of Bitcoin, how down are you?
Let me just say my heart has been taking it this week. Actually, not this week.
What was the drop?
Month. So Bitcoin, let me just say the year to date, the highest high that Bitcoin has had is 126,000.
126K?
As of today, 19th November, it just dropped below $90,000. That's easily over 20% drop.
Why do you think that is? Like, what are the...
Yeah, so that's a really good one, because I think I was trying to get into the heart of it and trying to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it was triggered around November 4th is when Bitcoin was like at 101K. And then it just dipped exactly on all my days, like a week ago. That's around 12th November when it was still at 101K, and then started sharply declining. But it's because there was literally a dramatic collapse because of a US spot Bitcoin ETF. This is an ETF that saw over $800 million worth of withdrawals. Guys like...
First, explain to us what an ETF is, and a Bitcoin ETF for that fact.
Yes. So we need to probably look a little bit deeper into it. But how I understand an ETF, an ETF is basically an exchange trading fund. It's usually a collection of indexes of different things. But a spot Bitcoin ETF, I'm not very deep into it exactly, but I know its underlying asset has a lot of Bitcoin exposure. So there are different companies.
It's like a stock,
like a basket.
That is
it's like an index.
Pegged on Bitcoin?
Yes, something of that sort. But let's actually just Google it.
Because I'm actually quite interested. I've been to talk about this story, not really a story, but to just talk about MicroStrategy and why they have Bitcoin ETFs, and why not just buy Bitcoin?
Okay, so let me just explain it well. A spot Bitcoin ETF is a regulated fund that holds real Bitcoin and issues issues shares you can trade on a traditional stock exchange. So basically, it's how you buy BTC on a normal stock exchange, like let's say NYSE and stuff. So you're not directly buying ETFs. And the reason why it's big is because for massive asset managers, they can't just have direct exposure by holding the BTC, I think, directly. But through an ETF.
So they'll buy an IOU from a company that does have BTC.
Yes. So each share of this ETF, this spot Bitcoin ETF, represents a slice of the fund's Bitcoin holding. So with a custodian safeguarding the coins and an administrator tracking the fund's net asset value. So essentially, it's basically how you buy BTC on a stock market, like NYSE and stuff.
Okay, but then now my question is, what's the advantage of holding it as opposed to just holding BTC? Because and this is my understanding of it. if I could equate it to gold,
Mm-hmm.
people used to store gold.
Mhm.
Gold was a store of value.
Mhm.
But because you cannot trade in gold isn't easily divisible, it's hard to move around. Instead,
Mhm.
someone kept your gold and issued you a note
Mm-hmm.
that said this $20 note represents $20 worth of gold in the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that your note was actually tied to a bar of gold somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I could draw that parallel, it's like we've come full circle again, and I'm issuing you a stock that really just represents a Bitcoin held somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Bitcoin is that it has
It's
the
essentially-
properties of gold in that it is scarce,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't have the limitation of being hard to move around. It's very liquid. It's infinitely divisible. So why then
why
have
do-
this other layer
Yes.
of abstraction on top of Bitcoin?
Yeah, so that's a good question. But I think the reason why it's important is because it bridges the crypto and the traditional finance world. So these Bitcoin ETFs are very important for guys like old, like, traditional asset managers, pension funds. And it's a way for them to have to allow people who are investing with them to add like exposure through like a brokerage or like a retirement account. You avoid things like private wallets. You do not know who the wallet is managed by. So by issuing it through the instrument of a Bitcoin ETF, you already have like a designated custodian. Already know it's like when you and I need to really trade gold, we don't necessarily go buy the actual gold. The gold is sitting in a particular mint somewhere, but it's a trusted mint who we have enough attestation of that they actually have this exact number of gold in storage, so we can actually trade on that particular, with the confidence of that particular attestation. It's the same thing as BTC, but they do not want to expose the wild west of crypto to traditional finance players, especially guys who are managing things like pension funds, but they also want to partake in like whatever benefits or asset appreciation that Bitcoin could afford pensioners or whoever. So that's why I think,
and not to forget regulation.
And not to forget regulate. Actually, that's another very big pro. It's simple because for the traditional finance way for them to actually have good tax reporting.
Yeah.
On something
and in the eyes of the law, depending on the jurisdiction that you're in, Bitcoin or crypto is seen as an investment.
Yes, it's seen as an asset,
as opposed to a currency.
Correct. So this is an asset class, and doing it through like a Bitcoin ETF is just a way in which you can be able to bring it into like, I think, the traditional one. So
okay, now take us back to coming back to this story.
So
how did this ETF bring a drop in the price of?
So whales, big whales, do like massive withdrawals over $800 million.
For viewers, whales are people, entities that hold an exorbitantly huge amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah, or massive positions in anything.
Yes,
in any.
They can control the market.
Yeah, they can control the market.
Of the amount of
if they move or they invest,
they sell,
if they invest. So basically, I think it was triggered by BlackRock and a bunch of other guys. There was like $868 million worth of withdrawals from the Bitcoin ETF, which now sparked like a massive FUD, like the fear index. So people started selling a lot, and yeah. That's basically how we've gotten down to.
So essentially, there was a bank run.
Yes, but
it's sort of a bank run.
Yeah, which reduces the price because the demand is now lower. But here's the thing: there's still people who double down.
Are we selling?
We're hodling. Man, we've already lost.
Hold on for dear life.
What you can do is, Martingale's principle: double down. So there's some interesting guys who.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial.
For all of yours. As Nassim Taleb said, don't tell me how to invest. Just show me your portfolio. And all we're saying is hodl.
The portfolio is saying double. Anyway, there are a couple of interesting players who are buying now heavily.
MicroStrategy,
of course. Michael Saylor is buying. But what I found was interesting was El Salvador. So they got like a $1.4 billion loan from the IMF, but IMF told them specifically, do not change your position in Bitcoin. And then after the drop, Is it Bukele? What's the name of this El Salvador? Bukele, who, like El Salvador president?
It has to be Nayib Bukele.
Yeah, Nayib Bukele. Yeah.
Nayib Bukele.
Yeah. So this guy has had a BTC bullish strategy from day one. Nayib Armando Bukele Ortez.
Yes.
Bro, they have like this buy one BTC, I think, a day. I don't know if it's one BTC a day policy or something.
Yes, I think I remember reading some of the sort. We actually do need to do probably a deep dive on the effects of crypto and how it has affected. Because you see, at the beginning of this whole crypto phase and everything, what we were sold is what El Salvador is doing, right? Is that this is going to replace your. It's not meant to be an asset in so much as we think of investment assets. It was meant to be a currency. It was meant to be, I trade, hey, here's a pizza, take a Bitcoin. And so far, it only seems that El Salvador is the closest to that utopia or that vision that was sold. A while back, I remember we talked about, I wanted to do a series on third place companies. And the first entry into that topic was Nintendo. Yeah, it was Nintendo. So ever since that time, I actually realized that I was completely misinformed about this whole gaming market. Because this week, we've had a new product launch from Steam. They've released the Steam machine.
You mean from Valve Corporation?
From Valve, the parent company to Steam. As we noted that the Steam Deck had a lot of success. And I think banking off of that success, they have released 3 new products. The Steam Pad, more or less just a new controller. The Steam VR, I don't know, let me call them Steam Glass, but I don't know if
that's VR.
Things I don't care about. But importantly, and I think what really caught my attention and made me want to talk about this was the Steam machine, which is basically their console that is also a PC, that's also a Linux.
Is it a PC?
It is.
It's a PC.
Because you see,
that is so interesting.
And actually, this is what I think is their innovation, where they've not created a new product. They've just created a new delivery. They've created like a new surface. They've changed how they do the delivery of this same product.
Okay.
In the sense that they were just a platform where you download the games, and depending on the platform that you are running on, you just install if the game can play on Mac, it would install on Mac. If it can play on Windows, primarily Windows, because Windows was the
biggest distributor
it's the biggest
for PC OS.
Yes, for PC games. So the first step that they took was to detach themselves from needing Windows, the OS. They've built on top of Arch Linux.
Oh, Arch Linux.
Yes, sir.
So interesting.
They built SteamOS on top of Arch Linux, so that now when they deployed it on Steam Deck, yes, it's a console, but really it's just a Linux.
It's a Linux distro.
It's a Linux distro running on their own hardware. So I think the success that they saw from that led them to the realization that, hey, we actually don't need to compete with these guys. Like, we can actually crush these guys because we're
just building another computer,
if not the largest platform for buying, selling
games,
sharing. Because remember, it's not just that I'm buying games from Steam. It's my all the achievements I collect that tracked on Steam. It's a library. It's like it's a social. It has a social aspect, and so they saw that they could capitalize on this, and they released their own
OS.
They already had their own OS. Now they've taken that vertical integration. Remember,
now they started the hardware store,
and then they took another. They went down the
did an OS.
Did an OS. Now they've gone to doing the hardware, and on the surface again, it just.
And it started with Steam Deck. Probably Steam Deck was the big, the light bulb moment.
Such a huge success that I'm sure it's from that success that they actually realized we can actually take the fight to Microsoft, to Xbox, and to PlayStation. After all, they are a bigger platform with regards to distributing games than any of those two, than both PS2 and Xbox.
They're bigger distribution network than PlayStation, than Xbox as well.
And again,
these games were always a fad.
And again,
number 2 and 3.
This is the genius. This is the genius play of the move that they've made. Like, for me, I remember a while back, a few months ago, I was thinking to myself, why did I even buy an Xbox? I should have just bought a PC.
Oh, yes.
And just connect to my TV, and I'd have PC games, and even better, I could even mod them. I think they also they saw that writing on the wall and realized, hey, we can make you a console that is also a PC. So now, instead of thinking of how I'm going to split my money into getting a PC for work and a console for gaming, I'm just going to have them both into, and they even emphasize, you can run other applications, you can do whatever you want. The one thing I do want to see them do, or if they're listening, which, let's be honest, they're not, but if they were listening, I'd be telling Mr. Gabe, they need to add a way to transmit basically a wireless HDMI, like a Valve specific, a Steam specific wireless HDMI, because you see, I want to use this machine both in my living room and in the office, because it needs to double as both my machine, as both my work and desktop console. And my console. So clearly, in most cases, your desk isn't in your living room. So I'm either running a cable, moving with your console, which I've done, and or give me a wireless way, either over Wi-Fi to just play.
Latency, man. The guys who are hardcore Steam players.
But you see, if it's over your house Wi-Fi, and that's what I'm saying, they need their own way, like their own. If they could have an addition to this would be like a proprietary way of getting fast throughput from the machine to your either your monitor or your. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, they've shaken the game industry. Xbox, I think, at this point have more or less just given up, and they're making me question my decision, because I got an Xbox simply because I wanted Game Pass, but they've been raising prices until I got to a point where I was like, I'm paying $30 a month truly for nothing, because I'm playing the same game. So now that without that subscription, I'm like, why do I even have this console? But I really think that this is going to, it's a big thing. It's something that has gotten people so excited. And actually, and this is something that I wanted us to discuss, was to go a step further into not just Steam, but to talk about Valve.
What's funny is I was literally running a prompt right now, because our users need to know we think AI first and then we discuss.
I don't think AI first.
No, I mean, I start there, but then I question everything. I question everything. So I was thinking, does this then make Valve Corporation essentially a monopoly? Because I was thinking about this case. I was thinking about things like Apple, Google. They've had so many antitrust issues with their platform, the App Store and Google Play Store. And they've even lost cases, right? People fighting the 30% cut. But to the best of my knowledge, or still from my understanding, Valve Corporation still takes 30%. And then I think 20% if you're like a big, a big publisher.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember when
revenues of our particular millions.
There was a time they I don't know, either had to lower it. It came in with the whole wake of the Epic Games. But for all intents and purposes, when it comes to a store for distributing games, it's not even a question. They are the monopoly. They are the largest producer of both AAA and indie games.
Correct.
Xbox Game Pass.
Maybe because of Half-Life. Because I remember Valve did Half-Life, which catapulted Steam also. Like, they published their own games as well. But, yeah.
Yes. So the company Valve started as a game publisher, making, as you said, Half-Life. I think they also made Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress, yeah.
And Portal. And they had created Steam, I think, as a launcher for their Windows applications and to help mitigate, managing updates for their games. But then it went beyond that to being now a platform where people can upload their own games.
Yeah. But I guess an argument against it is you could say guys like Epic Games as well have their own store now.
They have been trying to have their own store,
but it's not as good.
They just can't.
The distribution, the network effects are so hard to overcome right now.
Steam already has the modes in place, and to put it in context, I think the largest game success of this year has to be Battlefield 6, and it was launched more from Steam than it was from EA's own launcher. Like, it was launched more from Steam than from the publisher of the game.
It's PC gamers, guys who love FPS. Everyone is just playing that on.
Yeah, basically. So that's how how big the moats that Valve and Steam
in general.
let's say Steam have, and so I think now with this one move, they've put all the other guys on notice, because you see, with this move, they've basically targeted everyone. Think about it.
They're selling your PC.
If you are buying Xbox games, then you're just switching to buying PC games. So that puts Xbox on the radar.
Okay. But it applies to PlayStation as well.
Yes, they also have a lot of PlayStation titles. So whereas before, PlayStation could not see them as a competition because,
they are focused on Windows.
And ours is on PlayStation. Now they are the console. So they've become a direct competitor for PlayStation and for Xbox. Their own games. Nintendo, you could make an argument for that they'll bring emulation, which isn't legal technically, but that also means that without being in the whole PC setup, you can also emulate Nintendo games. So they've taken a shot at every single player in this market, and I am it's like they've just thrown a grenade into.
And it's gonna be so hard for PlayStation or Xbox to get into Valve Corporation's game, because they cannot even match their range when it comes to like the number of games and the distribution of games that they have.
They cannot match the library. Especially when you consider these. Forget AAA, because the strategy for AAA is to be on all platforms, with the exception of those platform exclusives.
Exclusive.
With exclusive, everyone else usually tries to be on both Xbox, PlayStation, Windows at the same time. But now, think about all the newer games, all the smaller indie games. For me, I play something like Mini Motorways.
The indie devs.
If I could compare them to any other platform, they'd be like the YouTube of games. Whereas PlayStation and Xbox are more akin to a Netflix or Amazon Prime, that they invest into publishing specific content that is meant to be cinematic, takes this long. YouTube is more, hey, you have a game, upload it, we'll see if guys like it, we'll push it out more. If not, it's just it's one of the thousands of videos that exist on our platform. That's what Steam is in the gaming market.
Ooh, okay. So I was actually looking at the pricing for the Valve machine. It's also $500, which is roughly,
yes,
as in they're literally going at it. But realistically, I think it's gonna be between 700 to 800 because it's not yet come out. But I'm guessing everyone is already
And remember, the point here isn't so much that they just want to compete as a console. They are becoming the all-in-one solution to be both PC and console. So it's not a calculation of which one am I compromising.
Yeah, basically you have your Steam library everywhere.
Yes. So both work and play is being substituted in this one box. And so, like I said, the innovation that I gleaned from this isn't so much that they've created a new product, but they've found an innovative way to deliver the same product and make it more accessible to people.
I'm literally looking at their landing page. This is some cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but if it's a PC, I think I'll actually invest in this, man.
It's a PC.
Because I've been looking for a solution.
I saw it and immediately thought to myself, because I had ordered a mini PC, I think a few
weeks ago. Oh, so that's probably what drove you to...
Though, to be honest, I don't think I would have traded that mini PC for this, simply because I'm looking at both specs and all that, and I already have a console, so... But it will be interesting.
Hey, bro, this is actually interesting. Not gonna lie.
And it's also a win for Linux. Let's not forget that. I think more and more, through what people like Steam are doing, it's opening up more and more to Linux as a retail product, not just as a server side. Of course, they're still in the pie chart. They're still ranked as other, but eventually, I think it's also a win. Okay, maybe it's less of a win for Linux as it is a loss for Microsoft and Windows, because now you have one of the largest gaming platforms being launched on a platform that is not Windows. At the same time, in an era where Xbox is trying to move away from console to be more on services. So Xbox is trying to be Steam, as Steam is trying to be Xbox, which is quite ironical to me. Please like, subscribe, do share comments. What do you think about any of the whole rums that we did? If you've enjoyed watching us, do leave a like. For those hitting and subscribe, don't forget to hit confirm. But we'll see you in the next one.